A very good afternoon to you watching on the live stream on the Big V Basketball Victoria YouTube channel. My name's Jimmy Worth, and I'm taking you through today's clash between RMIT University and Blackburn Vikings. Just a quick wrap up from around the grounds last night. RMIT playing 2 games this weekend. This is the second of those 2. Last night, away to Camberwell Dragons at Burundara Sports Complex. RMIT coming off 12-point victors in that one, making their run of the season at 2-0 so far. But the scoreline really didn't tell the tale of the game. It was a bit of a scrappy game. And RMIT luckily picking up. They were actually down 1 point at half-time and then making that lead to 15. So quite a 16-point turnaround between half-time and three-quarter time. And then RMIT taking the chocolates in the last 20-17 in that fourth quarter. At 92-80, we go through the box score for RMIT University. We had Darnell Hoskins Jr., DJ also known, 26 points for him, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Matty Spencer, 3 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Zachary Coleman-Bock, who was ejected from the game in the fourth quarter, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Daniel Steen, the captain, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And Milan Savic, the youth champ player of the season last year, with 21 points, 1 rebound, and no assists. RMIT shooting 42.86% from field goal range and 45.9% from the 3. Should correct myself there. 31.25% from 3 and 45.9% from mid-range for them. Going through Camberwell, big scorers for them. Trent Andre, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Ben Crow, 16 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. Michael Reeves, 15 points, 18 rebounds, 1 assist. The glass cleaner as RMIT take the court on this Sunday afternoon in early April. Round 2 of the Big V Championship season. RMIT's first season in the top flight of Big V as starters come out on to the court for RMIT. Starters are Matt Spencer, DJ Hoskins Jr., Daniel Steen, Lou Agon, Zachary Coleman-Bock. As we head to tip-off here in the second game of 2 for RMIT and Camberwell's first of the weekend, as Lou Agon wins a tip-off straight to Daniel Steen. On to Coleman-Bock. Coleman-Bock directs traffic and looks to Spencer again. And Spencer to Lou Agon! Thank you very much for coming! My Lord, doesn't that get you up and about? Lou Agon, open lane, and brings that ball up and down and gets a maximum as Blackburn try for a reply and that misses. Try for an inside lane. And they get a lovely layup there by Denga Goth. RMIT trying to set the tone here as Denga Goth and DJ Hoskins Jr. are going to be fighting together with Denga Goth getting the height advantage, but Hoskins Jr. showing his agility and what he can do from deep. Just hits the base of the rim there. Coleman-Bock with the offensive rebound. Looks to Spencer. Spencer from deep. Spencer doesn't land it, and it's just hitting the glass. Not as clinical as I'd like, as Elijah Davey has the ball for Blackburn. Tries a mid-range jump shot and hits the base of the rim yet again. And Daniel Steen, the captain, will pick up that rebound. And Darnell Hoskins Jr. with the ball right now. Double screen laid by Coleman-Bock. Steen finds for deep. Doesn't land it. An offensive rebound for the unlikely Hoskins Jr., who's got a floater and sinks it. Hoskins Jr. getting a lovely little offensive rebound and putting it in for 2 points as we see Blackburn Vikings with the ball. And that's Manyena Ayol not landing it. And it's Davey again finding the steal. And it's on to Ayol again, who drives through traffic and draws a foul. And the foul was drawn on Matt Spencer, number 5, for 2 shots. Vince Rivetto, head coach of the Redbacks, making sure his thoughts are known to Captain Daniel Steen. It's a lovely free throw to start off proceedings for Manuel Ayol. And he gets the 2 of 2, which they'll take. 4 apiece, 8 minutes to go in the first quarter as we find Matt Spencer, the vice captain, with the basketball. Screen almost into a fake dummy there by Coleman Bock. Tries to find Coleman Bock into the paint, but is unsuccessful. Into an alley-oop, and the alley-oop just was a little bit too high there for Blackburn as Matt Spencer drives and finds Steen for a mid-range jump shot. And he finds that at the corner just before the paint. Daniel Steen, he'll absolutely take that one as we find Ayol. And it's back to Manuel. It's back to Davey, sorry. Elijah Davey with the ball. And now it's to Manuel. There's a mid-range jump shot there by Denga Goth, and they'll sink that one. As they'll tie things up at 6 apiece. RMIT coming off a bit of a grungy win last night. 5 minutes into the first quarter, and it was 3 played 6, so not a very high scoring game towards at the start of proceedings, but then the floodgates open in a game that Coach Riverto wasn't too happy with in his post-game press conference. Knew that Campbell would be a tough opposition, and that they were, as DJ Hoskins Jr. tries to drive to the paint. Another floater, but it hits the base of the rim, just a little too eager there. Didn't time it as well as he'd like to, as finds traffic there in Elijah Davey, and they regain the ball and drives through traffic and causes a foul. And that's a thin Manuel, and the foul will be called on Lou Agon, who was in foul trouble quite early last game, which again was last night against Camberwell. Found himself with 2 fouls very early on in that game. Foul trouble came for RMIT yesterday quite frequently. So we're looking to reduce those fouls and get their discipline under wraps for this game. As they go 2 from 2, and they'll take a 2-point lead into this. This fouls went 16 to 26 in favour of Camberwell, so still 10 fouls less than Camberwell last night, as we find Zach Coleman Bock drives into the paint and tries to land it through the glasses. He fights him off, and that's courage from Coleman Bock as Blackburn regained possession, and another opportunity to score here from deep. And that's Manuel Ayol. It's 11 plays 6. RMIT find themselves behind again. As Lou Agon, the big man, tries for a mid-range jumper and doesn't get it. It's fined in the hands yet again of Athan Manuel. And that was Davey back to Manuel. On to Ayol. Ayol tries to get through traffic, but spin move into a fadeaway, and they land it. That's really slithery. The height difference between Coleman Bock and Ayol is quite significant, but the athleticism there got the better of Coleman Bock. As Hoskins Jr. goes from deep. Thank you very much. Darnell Hoskins Jr. gets 3 of the best. As we see Charles Gogi, the French international, suiting up for the first time today for the Redbacks. As Hoskins Jr. from really deep, in and out of the rim. Can't land that. That would have been a showstopper, and he knows that he's smiling and having a bit of a laugh with the opposition. As it's a pump fake from Kia. It's back to Davey. And Davey will land it, and that's a Nice little lead there as Coleman Bock. It's 3-2 here inside the paint. And Blackburn are too good for them as Hoskins Jr. finds a tip. Doesn't get it, but it's Agoth. Agoth and Hoskins Jr. man on man. And a foul's been drawn, and they try to go for an and one, but it's in and out of the rim. And that's Denga Goth, goes to the line for 2 shots. Timeout called by RMIT. 4 minutes 24 left in the first quarter. 15 plays 9 in favour of the Vikings, and RMIT leading the foul count 3-1. In foul trouble just a little bit too early right now. It's pretty well secured here. You wouldn't be wanting to get too far into the bonus just yet. As we go through a few stats lines from the first 6 minutes of play. Hoskins Jr. with 5 points, 1 rebound. Matt Spencer with 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Coleman Bock with 2 rebounds. Both teams now coming back onto the court, and they'll be taking their free throws. Milan Savic on for the Redbacks. And off goes Spencer and Steen. As we see some additions for the Vikings. On goes Mateo McKenzie. And that's just the one change so far for the Vikings, as they take a 7-point lead with 4 minutes to go left in the first quarter, as we find Hoskins Jr. with the ball. Hoskins Jr. drives into the paint and just lays the ball up. Caresses it in off the glass as McKenzie. And now it's back to Davey. Screen was laid. And Manuel finds the ball out, and it will be a Vikings ball yet again, with Davey regaining possessions for Blackburn. And it's Davey and Hoskins Jr. McKenzie setting the screen, and it's Davey. And he banks it off the glass and gets 2 points for it. It's the lead is 7 as Gurji with the ball into the paint, tries to find a Gon with a bounce pass, but Ayol was too good for it as Davey waits in traffic for Coleman Bock to get over him, and he lands it for 2. As it's Savic. Savic drives. Savic gets it. And that's an and one for Milan Savic. He'll go to the line for a 3-point play. The substitutions now for Blackburn, the second of the day. Ethan Manuel off for Anthony Kimball. Anthony Kimball, a pretty well-known name within the Big V spectrum. As Davey, double team by Coleman Bock and Gurji, finds McKenzie again, but Agon's hot on his track and steals it, so Savic gets it, and it's coast to coast for RMIT, and Milan Savic! It's a tap in by Zachary Coleman Bock, and that's what you'd like to see. If you're an RMIT fan, that's what you need. You want a bit of momentum shifting your way as we find. It was Kimball now to Davey. Elijah Davey with the ball. Elijah Davey to a Goth. A Goth with Hoskins Jr. and an elbow's being drawn. Elbow to the face, and Hoskins Jr. with that height differential. We'll be taking that every day of the week as Blackburn draw another turnover. And off goes a Goth, and in comes Callum O'Neill. RMIT just trying to slow things up a little bit, trying to dictate play for themselves as another foul's being drawn on Hoskins Jr. Goji with the ball, trying to inbound now on to Hoskins Jr. Hoskins Jr. loses the ball but regains it. It's back to Coleman Bock. Coleman Bock banks it off the glass, and that's two. That's a lot better from Zachary Coleman Bock. He's played well today. He's bouncing back from that ejection last night, and he'll be trying to channel that energy into nothing but good juju. As McKenzie from deep. Nothing but air there by Mateo McKenzie as Savage finds the ball, slithers past Elijah Davey, but it's a block. And Callum O'Neill, it's a fast break here for Anthony Kimball. Kimball back to O'Neill. O'Neill to Davey. Davey screen set by McKenzie. There's Davey now back to O'Neill. O'Neill bounce passes to McKenzie. McKenzie back to O'Neill. And it's a Coleman Bock turnover as RMIT regain possession. As Hoskins Jr. straight to Savage. That is absolutely lovely from RMIT. 3 points down, but dictating the play and really trying to put the game back on their terms. Bit of a slow start there from RMIT to start the opening couple of minutes of that game. And finally regain some sort of traction, but Blackburn will really be hoping to sustain this lead. It's only 1 point now. 20 plays 19 with 1:45 left on the clock in the first. Point getters here. If we just take a quick look at the box score for Blackburn, you've got Elijah Dave with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Manel Ayol, 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Deng Agoth, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And for RMIT, Hoskins Jr. just with that extra 2, so 7 points, 1 rebound. Matt Spencer hasn't come on yet since being taken off. Luay gone with 2 points, so with Daniel Steen. Daniel Steen with 1 rebound. Luay gone just with those 2 points, nothing else. And Zach Coleman Bock with 4 points, 4 rebounds and no assists so far, with Milan Savage just with the 4 points. RMIT shooting 20% from 3, just landing that 1 from 5, and 47.37% from field goal range with 19. Here's we find Elijah Davey. Elijah Davey finds Coleman Bock in traffic and finds a 3 from Kimball, Anthony Kimball, and it was long. As now it's been a turnover, and it looks like it's come off RMIT last, which didn't look like it was in the eyes of Coleman Bock, as Davey finds Ayol in a high-pressure situation there, and Charles Gurgie tips it out. So we find Anthony Kimball. On to Davey. Screen set by McKenzie. Drives through traffic there. Mateo McKenzie, thanks for coming. It's a lovely piece of basketball from the number 18. As the lead now draws to 3. With Hoskins Jr. trying to find less trouble from a double team as Henry for the first time today. Drives through and finds Savage for 3. Can't land that, Milan Savage, as Mateo McKenzie finds Elijah Davey from that rebound, and Davey for 3. Davey for 3. That's Elijah Davey with 49 seconds remaining on the clock. 24 plays 19 in this first quarter. Charles Gurgie onto Coleman Bock. Coleman Bock goes around Mateo McKenzie, draws a foul, and will go for 2 of the best at the line. As Matt Spencer comes on for the second time today, and Darnell Hoskins Jr. finds himself on the bench as Coleman Bock goes for his first. 38.7 left on the clock. And Coleman Bock landing his second. Really doing well here, Zach Coleman Bock. It's Elijah Davey trying to set a play here with 35 on the clock left. Mateo McKenzie on to O'Neill. Back to Davey. Davey screen set by Kimball. Davey tries to see the pass, and it's O'Neill for three and lands on the top of the rim, and Gurji will find it. There's a 1.1 difference on the shot and game clock as Spencer finds Savage. Savage. Hot traffic here by Callum O'Neill, and a foul's been drawn. Callum O'Neill just a bit over-aggressive there. And as they're in the bonus, RMIT, they'll take it to the line with Milan Savage to shoot two. 5 fouls to 3, 14 seconds on the clock. Shot clock will go dark after both of these free throws. In the first quarter, Milan Savage gets his first. Milan Savage for his second. He likes what he sees and he lands it. 14 on the clock now as we find Elijah Davey with the basketball. 10 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock has gone dark. Final play here. Kimball sets a screen to Davey. Davey drives, steps back, passes it, and they'll land it. And that is Mateo McKenzie to see out the first quarter. And they'll gain a 3-point lead from that, from a 1-point lead. At the end of the first quarter here, 26 plays 23 in favour of the Blackburn Vikings. We'll be back after a short break. I just realised I can access the stats on the website. It's all good. No, it's all good. I'll do it on the website. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Welcome back to proceedings here in the second quarter of the second round. RMIT taking in the Blackburn Vikings. Blackburn Vikings 26-23 lead to the Redbacks as we look at Blackburn's game last round. Blackburn playing Shepparton, going down 86-51 in that game. Looking to get better score than last week. That's Len Goody-Gur. Doesn't land it for the Vikings as we find Milan Savage here for the Redbacks. Tries to drive through traffic from Gur, but finds Spencer outside of the paint, and that was Anthony Kimber with a bit of pressure from Henry. A turnover from RMIT lands in the hands of Elijah Davey. Elijah Davey drives and tries to shoot for a midi. Doesn't land it, but Mateo McKenzie gets it back into the hands with Manianiol and doesn't get anything for that. As Matt Spencer for the Redbacks finds Savage. Savage and Gurr tries to find it through and step back, and that's a travel from Milan Savage. Great defense there by Lingudi Gurr. Savage just finding a little bit too much pressure there from Gurr's Elijah Davey, the stalwart guard for the Vikings, finds the ball straight into McKenzie and lays up through traffic from Lou Agon, who's giving him hell on earth there, not really making it easy at all for the Vikings, as the lead now goes out to 5, as it's in the hands of Henry. Henry and Kimball. Kim finds Gurgie. Gurgie back now to Henry. Henry from deep. Doesn't land it. There's Elijah Davey. Davey back to McKenzie. McKenzie now to Gurr. Gurr back to Davey. Davey drives in through traffic, and Kimball finds a mid-range jump shot that's open traffic, open lane. And then Kimball will take that. As the lead now draws out to 7 in favour of the Blackburn Vikings, as it now lands in the hands of Josh Henry. Gain possession with Coleman, Bock and Hoskins Jr. on for Savage and Henry. As it's McKenzie and Agon. Lovely possession there by Zachary Coleman Bock. That was beautiful from Coleman Bock there. Really just trying to channel some energy here in this game so far, as it's back to Kimball. 4 on the shot clock. Elijah Davey from deep, and it's blocked by Spencer. And a foul's being called on Matt Spencer for a shooting foul, and Elijah Davey will go to the line for 3. That's on the softer side of fouls that we've seen so far today. But Elijah Davey won't want to worry about that as he goes to the line for 3. And that's 1 from Elijah Davey, 1 of 3 with 7:03 left on the clock. 2 fouls from RMIT, and this no fouls from Blackburn. And around the grounds from last night's games, Camberwell and RMIT obviously, 92 played 80 in favour of RMIT. Keysborough getting a victory over Shepparton, 93-78. Hume City, 100-88 against McKinnon. As Hoskins Jr. drives through Kimball and gets 2 points. That's great from DJ Hoskins Jr. The lead now on to 9. Ballerine taking a big win against Melbourne Uni, 82-67, and Sunbury beating Wyndham 81-74. Wyndham and McKinnon in that championship game last season. And then today, Shepparton play McKinnon. It's McKinnon with 2 home games in a row. And Shepparton making the trek over to Glenara Sports and Aquatic Centre today as we find Hoskins Jr. onto Coleman Bock. Coleman Bock bounce pass to Agon! Thank you for coming, Lou Agon, providing the highlight plays and getting us the content that we need. Tries to drive through traffic there. Manuel Ayol. And a foul's been drawn on what looked like Zach Commonbach. 2 shots at the line for Manuel Ayol. Gets the first. Hoskins Jr. with 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. We've got Coleman Bock and Milan Savic on 6 points each. Coleman Bock shooting 66.67. Shooting 2 from 3 from field goal range. And 2 free throws at 100% as we find Matt Spencer with the ball. Spencer finds Coleman Bock. Coleman Bock through traffic. He had Mateo McKenzie to worry about and didn't seem like it bothered him too much as he finds 2 points there. There's another substitution now for Blackburn comes on as we find Kimball. Kimball blocked by Agon. As Agon draws a foul on Anthony Kimball. Substitutions now, Mateo McKenzie off. Mayan Kerr on. And Alex Canellis, the captain, on for the first time today. As Anthony Kimball tries for his first of 2 and lands it. RMIT won't want this lead to be stretched out too much. They want to be keeping within arm's reach. And they really want to be trying to find some momentum so far. As Kimball lands his 2 of 2, and the lead now draws out to 9. As it's Canellis and Spencer going toe-to-toe. As Spencer finds an open lane to Gergie! Oui, mon ami, thank you for coming! Charles Gergie. Incredible there, finding an open lane from Matt Spencer. That was silky. As he finds Canellis, finds Kimball. Kimball from deep. Oh! Anthony Kimball, that was unbelievable. They're going toe-to-toe here as Hoskins Jr. tries to get a 3-point play. Foul's drawn. And go to the line for 2. As a foul is drawn on number 32. Manel Ayol. RMIT in foul trouble this early. 5 minutes left and 4 fouls on the count. There's one more and Blackburn go to the bonus for any fouls committed further on. And Blackburn only with those 2 fouls so far. 41 plays 32. This lead could go back down to 8. And it does. And it's now with Canellis. As RMIT try to reset here in Blackburn. Try to get this lead out to 10. Canellis. Screen was set. Canellis tries to find Kimball. Kimball from deep. And Gergie lands it as a defensive rebound. The French international, the second import. And Gergie again from deep. Oh, can't land it. As he's getting the hype here in the commentary box. This man finds space and he's just not being able to land it as Lagundi Gur finds 2 points there as the lead draws out to 10. Hoskins Jr. with the ball. Screen was set by Agon but doesn't want a bar of it. Hoskins Jr. drives and he tries to get a mid-range jump shot but doesn't get any of it. As Canellis finds the ball yet again for Kerr. On to Gur, now it's back to Canellis. Canellis finds Kimball in a mid-range jump shot and hits the base of the rim. Lands straight back in the midst of Canellis. And thank you for coming, Manuel Ayol. Hits 3 of the best, and that's a timeout taken by RMIT Redbacks. With 3:55 left on the clock, 10 points the margin in favour of the Vikings. 1 game left to play, as I said earlier. tipping off in just half an hour's time at the Glen Ira Sports and Aquatic Centre, where McKinnon will play Shepparton. Those Big V Championship finals last year taking place at the State Basketball Centre. And it was Wyndham defeating McKinnon by 1 point in that. So McKinnon, like I said, and Wyndham both looking to try and get to that grand final yet again. And McKinnon trying to chase glory on that revenge arc, as they might say. Going up against Div 1 champions in Shepparton from 2 seasons ago, who caused heartbreak for RMIT before they won that elusive championship last season. As Lucas Bateman will come onto the court for the first time today. With 3:55 left on the clock, Lucas Bateman putting up some big points last night and doing what he does best, and drawing fouls and going to the line as Canellis draws a foul. Here we are, RMIT ball back to Hoskins Jr. Now to Spencer. Spencer trying to set a play. And it finds Lucas Bateman. Bateman tries for Hoskins Jr., but no good. On to Gurji, to Bateman. Bateman back to Spencer. Spencer onto Coleman Bock, but Kimball finds a tip there. And it's a one-on-one battle. And that's Lagundi Gur with 2 points. Lagundi Gur really stepping up today. Really just putting foot on the throat. Causing all sorts of chaos. Just the 2 points, 6 minutes on the court. RMIT back to Bateman. Bateman in and doesn't land it. Doesn't get any of it, not even the rim. As there's Canellis. Canellis onto Gur. Gur to Kimball. Kimball onto Canellis. Canellis finds Manuel Ayol, and Manuel Ayol just doing what he does best. That's 15 points for him today. And Darcy Daniels, not getting a feature last night, finds it, and it's tipped back to Coleman Bock. As they just want to hold possession here, RMIT, who finds Lucas Bateman. They want to relax, RMIT. Don't want to do anything too drastic, as Hoskins Jr. from deep, in and out of the rim. It's rebounded there by Bateman. Bateman to Daniels. Daniels pump fakes, tries to fight through traffic. Foul's been drawn as Darcy Daniels will draw a foul, and it's another foul yet again on Manuel Ayol. It's his second personal foul. First personal foul. Not in the bonus yet, so the ball will go onto the sideline. It was Gurji finding Hoskins Jr. and Lucas Bateman just can't get it. His head wasn't in the right position, couldn't find it as Kimball takes the steal as Canellis. And that's back onto Kerr. Canellis finds another offensive rebound. That's his second in a matter of minutes as Gurr finds it from deep. In and out again. The shooting hasn't been as it should be, as Hoskins Jr. finds Bateman. Bateman has Kimball to worry about as a foul's being called. Wasn't in shooting motion, but Bateman will be happy with that one. He'll take it to the line for two, and that's Anthony Kimball getting that foul with a chop in the arms signalled from the referees. As Bateman can't land his first. As it's Kimball's first foul of the day, As Bateman looks for his second, and he gets one of two. He'll be happy with that. Bit of redemption there as Canellis leads the line here for the Vikings. Finds Kimball back to Canellis. Canellis looking to try find some traffic here and an open lane. Kimball's open for a three. Can't land it. It's a little bit long. It's 1 minute 30 left on the clock here in the second quarter as Charles Gurgie from the corner into a layup. 51 plays 36 here. A bit of a lead for the Vikings as Canellis tries to dictate play. He's got Daniels to worry about, but finds Kimball. Kimball just has so much time for three, and time wasn't enough for him as he can't land it. 1 minute left on the clock. We find Hoskins Jr. with the ball. Hoskins Jr. Timeout's being called by Blackburn. A little bit of momentum shifting here for the Redbacks. 38 plays 51. 13-point lead for the Vikings. RMIT's second game of the weekend. Taking on Camberwell for those who weren't joining us earlier. Big shout out to everyone who's watching on the Basketball Victoria live stream, whether you're in France, you're in the US, anywhere else in the world, or you're watching from just down the street from the web. Massive mention to you for watching this game. Big V State Championship basketball here at the web. Big thanks to RMIT sponsors Zambrero, the best Mexican food you can find in all of Australia, in my opinion. Maybe biased, maybe not. I'll let you be the judge of that. Caps, or your number one stop shop for all American apparel. Snapbacks, flexi fits, baseball caps, and Tough Athletic, who are kidding the Redbacks out for this season with their warm-up tops, the coaches' tops, and the playing tops. The little web design on the side of each jerseys, paying homage to Rupert the Redback, the much-loved mascot of this team. 56.8 left on the clock. 51 in favour of Blackburn Vikings, the 38 of the Redbacks, as we find Anthony Kimball with the ball. On to Canellis. Canellis from a mid-range jump shot, and it's just long yet again. They're having trouble landing that mid-range jump shot as we find Canellis yet again with the ball, and he finds Mateo McKenzie. Mateo McKenzie has Coleman Bock, and it finds Kimball from deep. And that was Canellis. Doesn't get it. 32 left on the clock. 10-second difference in the shot and game clock as we find Darcy Daniels, Canellis and Daniels, and it's in and out, and that's just unlucky for Darcy Daniels. Shot clock has gone dark here in the second. Canellis and Daniels. Screen is being set by McKenzie. Finds Kimball back to Canellis. Doesn't land it. 2 seconds left on the clock. Bateman for a Hail Mary. And it's just off the rim, and that'll be it for the second quarter and that first half here in the second game of the weekend for RMIT. 51 plays 38. 13-point lead here for the Vikings. We'll just go through a quick stats wrap. From that first half, Darnell Hoskins Jr. with 12 points, 2 rebounds. Matt Spencer, still no points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Lou Agon, 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Daniel Steen, 2 points, 1 rebound. Zach Coleman Bock, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Charles Gurgie, the French international, with 5 points, 2 rebounds, so 0 assists. Darcy Daniels with just that 1 rebound. Milan Savage with 6 points, 1 rebound and no assists. And then Blackburn, the leaders here by 13. Elijah Davey with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, leading the line as their starting guard. Ethian Manuel with 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Mayan Kerr, no points, 3 rebounds. Manuel Ayol with 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Deng Agoth, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Legundi Gur with 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Alex Canellis, the captain, with still 0 points with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Matea McKenzie with 6 rebounds, 6 points, 3 rebounds, no assists. And Anthony Kimball, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. We'll take a bit of a short break here at the web and we'll be back for some second half action. The Blackburn Vikings leading this one 51-38. Alrighty.
Are we talking about to be silly because we're losing?
Welcome back to Sunday Hoops here at the Web. My name's Jimmy and I'm here with media all-rounder Sophia. Sophia's.
Oh, fuck! Sorry.
We've had some tripping. We've had some trippage just there.
Yeah. Well, hi everyone.
We do have a French player on this team, so sorry if you heard some French just then. Hey Soph. Hey Soph.
Hey, how are you going? I was doing well, but I did trip over as well.
Really?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Why'd you trip over?
Because we're at the media table. There's supposed to keep you safe, this little thing behind us, but
Yeah.
I did fall over it before.
Hoskins Jr. That's better from him. Hoskins Jr. getting a mid-range jumper.
That's what we needed getting into this quarter. But yeah,
loving your analysis there, Soph.
Thanks, man.
As it's Davey. Daniel Steen comes onto the court for the first time this half. Played a big part in last night's game. Played a little cameo. Hoskins Jr.
Ooh.
Coleman Bock is quadruple teamed as a foul's been drawn. Foul's been drawn on number 10, Mayan Kerr. So if you were here last night at the youth and the women's game last night,
Yes, I was.
Give us a run through of what happened last night.
It was actually a very, very good doubleheader for us. Women started off the night. They versed Blackburn, actually, and it was a really, really tight game, and then they just lost it at the end in the fourth quarter, just slimly losing. Then youth men's were up after that. They versed Wallen, and let me say, they are on a winning streak, 4-0 for this season. No one can stop them, Jimmy.
They look scary.
They are scary. I reckon people are hating on them this season.
You know who else is scary? Zachary Coleman-Bach.
He actually is. Not even. He's a big friendly giant.
Goes high and lands 2. Here's the BFG.
He is. What would you do if you had that height, Jimmy?
It's a great question. I'd probably be playing basketball. Dinger Goth lands a big 3, and the lead now draws out to 12 points. What would you do if you had DJ's height, is my question.
In my mind, I'm the same height as DJ, but I know I'm definitely not, you know?
DJ for a floater doesn't get it. And it was on to Coleman-Bach. Coleman-Bach with 4 points in the space of not even 60 seconds. There's Davey. Davey tries to drive. Finds traffic, but evades the lane of Coleman-Bach and results in a turnover to Savage. Savage back to Gurju. That would have been very nice if you landed that. He goes again from deep, and that's a Goth. A Goth 2 from 2 from... 1 from 2 from 3. That's an absolute mouthful if you ask me. Around the grounds, we're still not off yet in the McKinnon-Shepparton game. We're still waiting for that to tip off. As it's Coleman-Bach. Coleman-Bach drives in, finds traffic, and accepts contact. And it'll be an RMIT ball yet again.
Ooh,
DJ Hoskins Jr.
We needed that.
He'll take it. You want a bit of positivity here from your Redbacks. As Davey looked for a alley-oop and doesn't.
Ooh.
Oh Lord, that's some clumsy basketball there from Mayan Kerr. They looked for a bit of miscommunication there, the Vikings. Hoskins Jr. fade away. Can't get it, and Gurji try to provide a little bit of support, but can't get it. As it's Davey. Davey guarded by Savage. And it's now back to Davey again, who unmanned. Communication issues between DJ Hoskins Jr. and Milan Savage. It's back in the hands of Ayol. Ayol pump fakes and gets nothing but air. Not even the rim on that one. Talk about unlucky. Savage. Savage spins back, and his iconic shot can't land it. If you can't tell, I love basketball, Sophia.
I love basketball.
I love basketball.
Quote of the day.
Quote of the day. I love basketball. That's why we work in it.
Yep.
As it's Gurji tips pass, and it's Steen with a steal. Fast break here for RMIT. Milan Savage. Thanks for coming, Milan Savage.
He's happy with that one, Jimmy. Timeout.
RMIT getting up and about, and a timeout's being called by the Blackburn Vikings.
That is exactly what we wanted going into this quarter, Jimmy. I know Vince will be very, very happy with that.
One word, Sophia.
What's that?
Starts with an M. Momentum.
Ooh, I thought you were going to say Milan.
2 words starting with M. Momentum and Milan.
I like those M words.
I like those M words as well. But look, I think last night probably wasn't the best game and didn't really shine a light on how RMIT played their basketball, especially from the game against Melbourne Uni. But
yeah,
that's what happens when you got 2 game weekends.
Give me a rundown from last night. I wasn't there. I was here. Tell me
what
happened.
2 game weekends. I mean, it's always tough when you're a team that's traveling and you're not. You got to travel and you need to come home. And a lot of these boys don't really live in central areas associated with RMIT. So big travel weekend for a lot of these players. It was just real dirty, really grungy basketball, and
it's not what you want, is it?
I think still being able to put up 92 points in a game that, yeah, okay, probably didn't play your best. And let's be completely honest, you don't really need to be playing your best basketball to win basketball either.
Exactly.
You just need to be the better team on the day, and they were. They put away their shots, and they did what they needed to do. Bit of a dampener with Coleman Bock getting ejected from the game, and really just put a dampener on things. But the boys knew the mission. The boys locked it down. They put their players on that really wanted to just try to lock the game up and finish it all up, and they did it well.
And at the end of the day,
12-point winners, that's what you want. It may not be something that they're used to, and they're used to sometimes blowing out teams, but you'll take a 12-point win any days.
Yeah.
Mattea McKenzie, open lane. And that was a Goth. And Manuel finds 3 of the best here. As we find Hoskins Jr. Smallest man on the team, but still bigger than Sophia. As goes you. Merci beaucoup.
Ooh.
Charles Goji. Thanks for coming.
You're taking some French lessons from him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, you got to get to know your players and get to know the team. You can tell Goji loves a little bit of a fight and some competitive basketball. As bounce pass in. Ooh. Finds McKenzie and almost goes for a Hail Mary as shot clock expires, but RMIT regain possession. As Hoskins Jr. Hoskins Jr. finds Goji. On to Steen. Daniel Steen! Daniel Steen, the captain of the club, the organisation, doing what he does best. And as you find Blackburn now with the ball with McKenzie. McKenzie finds Manuel for a mid-range jump shot, and it just flirts with the rim and doesn't go in. As we find Hoskins Jr. through traffic. Darnell Hoskins Jr. That is man is an animal. Give DJ a little bit of traffic and a little bit of a challenge, and he just giggles at you as a turnover's been made and RMIT's momentum's back in it. It's a 2-point ball game.
Starting to see some smiles back on our bench. She was looking a bit grim over there for a few minutes.
It's all momentum, Sophia, and 10 points is sometimes it's a lot in basketball and sometimes it's not a lot. And as we've seen, RMIT have had adversities in the past and they come back from them. Last night going down in that first half by 1 point, and the deficit was 15 in favour of RMIT as Hoskins Jr. He's really turning it on now. He's really trying to get a serious act in here as we see a Goth. Onto McKenzie. It's back to Canellis. Canellis finds Kimball. Tries to go for a maximum, and that was Manuel Ayol, but it's in the hands of Daniel Steen, who lays it off to number 1 in the guard of Hoskins Jr. Ooh. As Canellis, the captain, lays it off to Kimball. Kimball with 2-on-1 and doesn't get it. It's chaos ball here at the web. They're fighting for it. It's in the hand of Ayol and finds Goji. Charles Goji! He's an absolute beast when it comes to in the paint. That was a fast break from DJ Hoskins Jr. The vision of the man's crazy. Whatever this man's cooking and whatever he's eating, I think we should all have it, because the vision that he's got's crazy. As Gosh doesn't land that 3. And RMIT are getting hyped now. They know what's going on. They've got that 2-point lead. 3:37 left in the third. There's substitutions made as Mike Zakulo comes on for the first time today. And it's Mattea McKenzie off for Blackburn. Sophia, you've been around this organisation for quite a while. Almost same time as me, but you've probably been a lot way more involved than I have in recent years. If you're gonna sum up as Goji tries to go for a maximum, he's just flirting with the rim, and it's in and out. Don't tease us. As action here is Zakulo and Savic. As it's Ayol finds traffic, and it's Zakulo again, but Coleman box out beast, knows what he's doing. If you're going to sum up Redbacks basketball in one word, what word would you give it, Sophia?
Family. If there's one word I'm going to describe Redbacks in, it is family. It is a family community, family basketball club.
Steen from 3!
Ooh.
Can't get... I'm way too hyped, Sophia.
I know.
I'm way too up and
You're
about.
getting me excited, then I'm getting nervous and stressed every time they miss it.
Zakulo. And they're back to Canellis. Screen set by Kimball. Canellis and Steen onto Kimball. Kimball from mid-range jump shot. He'll take that.
Easy.
He'll take that. Score's tied. 59 apiece. 2 minutes 30.
Get that one
left
out.
on the clock. Yeah, sorry about that. Savage steps over the line, and it's high fives all around there for the Redbacks.
Baby Josh coming on.
Baby Josh O'Henry on for Daniel Steen. Dap ups all around as Savage will take an inbound. It's an RMIT ball.
How about you, Jim? One word.
Like, if I'm not going to say family, because it's probably the number one word everyone would give it, I'd probably say together.
I feel like that's kind of the same thing.
Not it just feels like a pack.
Yeah,
you just stick with your pack. It's a Redback pack.
Redback pack is what
Savage
we call it.
from deep, and it looks good, but
again, man,
these guys just love just teasing us, getting me hype. As it's Blackburn from deep, and that was Denga Goth as Anthony Kimball finds possession onto Canellis, the captain. Finds traffic in Zakulo. Ooh.
They've just taken back that lead.
Mike Zakulo giving him a 3-point lead.
Not happy with that one.
As it's Hoskins Jr. drives through and banks it off the glass. He's the import for a reason, Sophie. He's one of the two.
He is.
Just how big do you think that second import spot is in this championship? Obviously, Div 1 last year. Only getting that one import spot, and it's Kimball from 2 and can't land it as it lands in the hands of Hoskins Jr.
Takes the pressure off that one import a bit, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and obviously 2 new faces in for the imports.
Yep.
As Steve Coffey headed over to Pakenham Warriors for this season in state champ. So trading state champ for state champ, but in new colours, wearing blue. Is foul's being drawn now on Charles Gurgie on a push. First foul for RMIT in this quarter. They've been really, really disciplined here, RMIT, in this quarter. I think that foul trouble caught them out early in that first half. They drawed 4 fouls within 5 minutes and 5 fouls within 4 minutes, which is kind of crazy, but they'd be happy with 1 foul so far with just 58 left on the clock in the third, as Derek McDonald on for the first time today, found the ball. And it's Canellis. Nothing but air for that one. And it's Matt Spencer. Matt Spencer with the ball going cross court now into the paint. Drives to Milan Savage, the Youth Championship Player of the Year. Onto Gurgie, back to Savage. Savage onto Spencer. Spencer to O'Henry. 5 on the shot clock. As you find Milan Savage, pump fakes.
We need it.
Oh my Lord. Milan Savage just flirting with time and space. It's almost like he just pauses it all. He's like Doctor Strange. It's crazy.
That ball was going in slow-mo for a sec, I reckon.
Derek McDonald won't be wanting to look back on that replay in the vision, because he was sent for an absolute doozy into the next postcode, sent to Mill Park on that one. As he finds Kimball. Kimball back to Zakulo. Zakulo from 3! It's Anthony Kimball really getting in his face, and that will see out the third quarter. That had everything, that third quarter, and a super disciplined quarter from RMIT. It's better. It's a lot better. If we're talking about a biased broadcast here, you found it. You found your niche.
Yes, especially when I get on.
65 also here. 3 fouls to 1. They'll be happy with that. I think Coach Rivetto will be just wanting to see out this game and put foot on throat. I don't think there's anything else. It's an even ball game now.
Yep.
You want to be using your best players. You don't want to be chewing up the clock and using your players who aren't going to be matching up too well. You're wanting to use your best players, your best matchups. I think we'll be seeing a lot of potential Lucas Bateman in this one. He knows how to draw fouls. He's good at the free throw line. Daniel Steen as well, but Zach Coleman, Bock and Lou Agon really just leading the line for this Redbacks team. If we just go to the stat sheet, if it does load, Darnell Hoskins Jr. doing what he wants to do as that one guard. But, gee, boy, oh boy, Zach Coleman Bock with 14 points.
13 rebounds.
13 rebounds, 1 assist. The man's got a double-double. Definitely in contention with the player of the match. And he's got 71% from field goal range with Charles Gurgey with 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. They're playing really well, the Redbacks, but then, again, you've got Elijah Davey and Manuel Ayol in double digits. Both with Elijah Davey with 7 rebounds and Ayol with 1. We're going to take a very, very quick break as we come back for the final quarter of action here at the Web. Welcome back to the Web.
Woo.
Sophia's back. Can't get enough. We're just going through the stats just earlier from the box scorer, and I think
Daniel DJ's on 23 points.
DJ 23 points, and they're doing well, the Redbacks, as tip-off has just happened in the McKinnon versus Shepparton game. It's Lou Agon back on, like I said, trying to be a stalwart in this game to try close it out as Henry! 2-on-1, baby Josh Henry.
Getting that lead.
Going through traffic, and his dad and his brother in the stands today as well.
Love the family support. They're always here for each other.
Always here. They were there last night. They travel everywhere for this team.
Yes, they do.
As a ball went out for a inbound, and it will be an RMIT ball. You do love it. I remember last year when we travelled to Gippsland.
Ooh.
They were there. You best believe they were there.
Of course. How was
family
that trip?
supports. Oh, it was a great trip. That was great. Loved it. Lots of water, and had a great time. So as we see Hoskins Jr. from a layup, TJ. Oh, this guy he's just ridiculous. As a quick reply, it was tried by Denga Goth, but
that's all we needed in this quarter.
no good so far. 8:48 left on the clock as Hoskins Jr., the American import. Big shout out to everyone watching in the US.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Canellis onto Kimball. Kimball finds it, and it just goes in and out again. It's like the ball doesn't want to go into the net. As it's Kimball, and it's back to McDonald. Lou Agon. To rebound. He's back on Lou Agon. He's had minimal minutes so far. He's only had the 16 minutes, matching with Matt Spencer. He had a big game last night. So they'll be wanting to manage their players. They won't want to get them too tired and too sore. As fatigue can cause injury. We don't want that, as we find Henry
again
going through traffic. And Josh Henry, his team just pulls it out from absurd places. And I don't know what's happened and what Coach Vince's
magic words he
said.
said.
But as we see Kimball, Agon wanted him to be tested, and he just said, try have that shot. Not going to try block, you're not going to try get in your face, and he's no good. He's not happy with himself, Anthony Kimball. Screen was set by Gurgey, and it was Hoskins Jr.
Let's go.
Thanks for coming, Darnell Hoskins Jr.
And the boys are happy with that one.
He gets an and one, a three-point play at the line. Moves up to 25 points. DJ Hoskins Jr. 26. 27 points. DJ Hoskins Jr. as he were just singly one up as he attempts the 3-point play. Cool as come as you like. No issues from DJ Hoskins Jr. on that one. As the ball is in the hands of the Blackburn. It's Elijah Davey. Davey tries to go through and finds the paint, tries to bank it off the glass, and
that ball really just does not want to go in.
Does not want to go in for them as Spencer finds the ball. Spencer drives, finds Goji!
Ooh, get that back.
As it's Spencer. Spencer back to Henry. Henry. And it's tipped out, and it's chaos ball yet again. RMIT with a 9-point lead. That lead's just gone in the blink of an eye from Blackburn as Canellis gets a major.
And they'll be happy with that after.
That's what they needed.
Yep.
As Spencer finds traffic and finds a roadblock in Denga Goth as he looks to bounce past it over, and it's a foul there. It should be an inbound for RMIT. No substitutions here just yet for RMIT in this quarter as Denga Goth goes off and Fan Manuel comes on for the Vikings. Hoskins Jr. finds it from deep. DJ Hoskins Jr. doing what he does best.
And that's a response if I've ever seen one.
That's anything you can do, I can do better type response.
Yeah, it is.
He's just got that look in his eyes. I said it last week and I'll say it again. He's an animal. As Manuel was tested. Can't land the major as Spencer finds the ball. A little bit of contact there from Agon, but no foul's being called as Henry draws the foul, and they'll be happy with that. So foul's called on number 32, Manuel Ayol.
Take this time to mention Darnell's now on 30 points. Absolutely killing it this game. He's got that fire. Look at him and look at him.
30 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He came for a reason, Sophia.
He did.
He came for a reason. He knew what he wanted to accomplish in this team, in this organisation, and he's doing it well. 3 games in, he's putting up plus 20 points per game. In those pink shoes.
I know, I love them.
Last week he debuted the Swarovski crystal Nikes.
There's one thing about DJ, he's going to get really cool shoes.
Oh, he just loves a bit of flair, doesn't he, the boy?
Oh, yeah.
There's Davey. Traffic on 3-on-1, and Joshua Henry with the block. Putting real foot on the throat here, closing out the game. And DJ Hoskins Jr. bodying the captain in Canellis. That's a little bit silly. As it's Elijah Davey with the ball. Screen was set. Mid-range jump shot. Can't get it into the hands of Canellis. Canellis back to Manuel. Manuel tries with Gergi. And it was just too good for Charles Gergi, the Frenchman. As it's into Agon. Agon one-on-one here into the paint. Tries a Euro step in. And can't land it. He's asking for the chop of the hands from the referee, but the referee's looking away from him. He's giving him absolutely nothing as it's Manuel again into the hands of Agon. And a foul's being called. And it's Alex Canellis drawing the foul. And they'll go to the line for 2. As that's the 5th foul for the Blackburn Vikings. And I said it last quarter, Sophia, that you don't want to be in foul trouble too early in that second half.
And they definitely are, aren't they? 5 minutes left in this
5
game.
minutes, 5 fouls. Everything left in this game is in the bonus. As Agon doesn't get the first of 2. It's worrying signs here for Blackburn. You want to be very, very disciplined as he gives him a little, a little kiss to the Blackburn bench. Don't you love it? Lou may be one of the quietest blokes on the team, but
bit sassy
when
there.
he gets up and going, he has a thing or two to say. It's a lovely 2 points there by Blackburn. Lead is now 10. Spencer. The vice captain looks for Agon. Oh, Lou Agon tries for the alley-oop. The play was set. And they just couldn't land it as Canellis tries for a major, and it hits the base of the rim. As a foul's been called yet again on Anthony.
And not going to be
Anthony
happy
Kimball.
here.
This Coach Rivetto will just have a quick word with Lou Agon. Referee's doing a great job this game. Officiating this one well, but as we do know that when you're in the bonus, any foul that you draw, any contact, that's going straight to the line for 2 shots, as Agon will go for his second lot of free throws in matter of minutes and doesn't land the first again. But if history repeats itself and the commentator's curse doesn't go into effect, he should land the second.
Let's go.
And it does.
Look at that little sass.
And breathe, and breathe. 4:34 left on the clock as it's Manuel. Manuel drives with Agon. Onto Canellis. Canellis finds Kimball. At the top of the arc, it's Elijah Davis, and a foul's being drawn for a shooting foul. The foul's been called on number 5 in Maddie Spencer. And Elijah Davis will go to the line for 2 shots. It's RMIT's first foul of the quarter.
Not a bad place to be for us. Could be on
It's
5.
his 3rd personal foul. Foul count here. That's 1 for Hoskins Jr. 2 for Spencer, 1 for Agon, 1 for Steen, 2 for Gurgie, 1 for Henry. As he gets the second, and it's 74-81 with 4:15 on the clock. It's Hoskins Jr. with the ball. Hoskins Jr. and Canellis. Hoskins Jr. draws another foul. If they can't get anything else in this quarter, they will be trying to draw fouls. As what a shift there from Charles Gurgie. He gets a round of applause from his bench. The French international's done what he needed to do. He came out with a mission today and he executed it very well. Only with 12 minutes last night in the win against Camberwell, but
Put on a show today.
29 minutes for the French international this game, and he knew he was going to get minutes today. And as we know, you got to offload your players and you got to manage their minutes. Don't want to get them too injured or too fatigued. He's done well today, Charles Gurgie. 9 points, 4 from mid-range. As that's a big reply there from Elijah Davey. Just quick stats here from Charles Gurgie. 4 rebounds, 3 assists on those 9 points for the day as Hoskins Jr. tries to drive through the paint. Can't land it, and Henry was calling for the ball in the corner 3 as Davey looks for an outlook pass, and it's Manuel again for 3. Oh, Lord, that was
Must be
very close. It must be so frustrating. Couldn't imagine as Henry spin move past Kimball and can't get anything of the sort as Athian Manuel onto Davey, onto Kimball. Kimball has the pressure of Matt Spencer, and a foul will be drawn as Kimball just walking off a little gingerly here. But a foul's been drawn, and that's Spencer's 4th foul. Won't be wanting to get any more in the game as Henry comes off. And Coleman Bock on. Coleman Bock and Lou Agon, the 2 big men in that starting 5 that's so well known in this RMIT in this big fee space. Doing wonders in Division 1 last season. As it's Kimball for a second, and it flirts around the rim, and the ball just doesn't want to go in again. He's really frustrated, Anthony Kimball, but it'll be Lou Agon with that rebound, and Hoskins Jr. with the ball now. 3 minutes to play in the last. RMIT up by 5. Hoskins Jr. mid-range jump shot. Hoskins Jr. This man just doesn't stop surprising me.
I bet his fans in America are happy with that one.
shout out if you're listening on live stream and you're from the US. We love you.
Yeah, we love you.
We appreciate you. DJ's dad might be watching in. Big shout out to him. Bounce pass into Coleman Bach! Yeah. Momentum, momentum, momentum.
Jimmy's up.
That is what you want.
Jimmy's up, he's happy.
That's the word of the day, starting with the letter M is momentum, and momentum has shifted now with 8 points. 9 points the lead, 87-78 with 2:35 left on the clock. Takes me a bit to get up and about on a Sunday, but that got me out of my seat. That was a lovely bounce pass there as Zach Coleman Bach, and you can hear both benches getting really, really heated right now, and messages being sent to both fives on the court. RMIT with the polar opposite position here, wanting to lock this game out. 2:35 left on the clock for them. They don't want to be given any more reason to be conceding points, drawing fouls, anything like that. We know that Matt Spencer's on 4 fouls. 2 more fouls and he's done.
How are you going? Going good for, whoa.
You good there?
To get that one out. We're
good?
taking turns.
Do you want to try again?
Yeah. How are you feeling going into the rest of this game?
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
A bit nervous,
I can tell.
I'm all right.
Clearly I am as well. Can't get a sentence out.
Yeah. Sophia can't talk and I can't, and I'm just not speaking. 2:35 left on the clock. Fourth quarter, game 2 of the weekend for the Redbacks as they're taking on Blackburn. Around the grounds, McKinnon playing Shepparton in Glen Ira. McKinnon up 19 points to 12 as Anthony Kimball getting a maximum there, and the lead's now back down to 6. It's Coleman Bach. Coleman Bach drives, has Kimball to worry about, but he looks to Agon. Agon drives. Agon draws a foul and gets 2 points at the line. No 3-point play. Would have been off my seat if that was a 3-point play, Sophia.
You were half off your seat.
I was half off my seat.
You were half off. Oh, you're gripping those papers.
Relax. Just calm down. It's all good.
Take a breath,
You just
Jimmy.
want the team to win. I love my boys too much.
We love unbiased commentating.
So unbiased. As Agon sings his first. It's funny, when we were having our meeting about what the season was going to look like and what we wanted to replicate, my whole ideology was the Charlotte Hornets biased commentators is what we wanted to recreate. As Agon for a block! Says no, no, no.
That was too easy for Agon.
You can't have that. As Kimball for a reply, and it just flirts with the basket. He looks over to us in disbelief, and it's disbelief for me as well. Don't worry, Anthony. That was as unlucky as it gets. The foul's been drawn. Another stoppage in because they're in the bonus. RMIT go to the line for 2. Massive shout out to everyone that makes this game possible. All the scorers, the timekeepers.
Give our shout out to our live stream handler and setup today, Kat from our sports media program. Kat's doing an incredible job with our live streams.
Kat's doing great. Kat just sets up everything. Doesn't need to worry about anything. Shout out to Kat.
Shout out, Kat.
Shout out, Kat.
Thank you for making the live stream amazing.
Thumbs up from Kat. We love this. Media student as well. So
yes.
Getting around that as Coleman Bach tries for 2. The arc is high and he gets it. 1 minute 40 left on the clock as we start to get into the business end of the game as Hoskins Jr. gets for the steal and he tips it.
He said,
he's telling Elijah Davey, you're not getting past me at all. And Elijah Davey out of fear or out of a bit of pressure tries to drive, and Agon goes for the block, but the arc was too high there. Elijah Davey doing what he does best and going through traffic and sinking it 2. The lead is now 7. It's now Hoskins Jr. yet again. Hoskins Jr. from deep. And a tap in there from Daniel Steen. Oh, that was ice cold. Daniel Steen, the captain, has played limited minutes so far in this game as it's Kimball for 3. And it's Spencer now with the ball regaining possession, RMIT. As it's Daniel Steen with 15 minutes so far in this game. with Hoskins Jr. trying to chew up the clock. Gets the ball onto Coleman. Bok! Oh, can't land it, and they'll be taking a quick break here. Fast break here for Blackburn.
Can't find
Daniel Steen with the pressure, not letting him get it, showing him how RMIT play their basketball. It's back to Kimball. Here is, and we'll see fouls, if we're going to see him at all. It's now 9 points. Foul's been drawn again. Elijah Davey having to draw that foul.
29.2 on the clock. Spence
Elijah Davey.
about that.
He'll be happy with that. Let me have a check. Here we go. 3. There you go. 3 fouls. Was Elijah Davey just double checking with the commentators how many fouls he's got?
Wrong bench.
We're a bit delayed there with our foul count. You thought we were the officials.
I don't think we're looking that official.
I mean, you've got your redback scarf on. I've got my polo on.
My redback scarf that has been mistaken for Essendon colours.
I mean, go
Very
the Bombers,
offensive.
but it is. No, how dare you? As we find a fast break here with Davey. Davey for 3. Ooh, boy, oh boy, that's cold from Elijah Davey.
Timeout's been called.
Elijah Davey, ice cold veins here as they'll take a timeout, stop things, have a chat, try regroup. 4 points is the deficit here. RMIT leading 92-88. 24.2 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock will go dark after the last possession. After the next possession, should I say. As we just check back.
If you weren't feeling stressed before, Jimmy, you're feeling stressed now.
Yes, indeed. McKinnon, 22 to Shepparton, 16 in the final game of round 2. If we look at next week's fixtures, RMIT away to Keysborough, Saturday night, 8 p.m. And Blackburn hosting the Pakenham Warriors at Mullum Stadium in Blackburn at 4 p.m. on Sunday. And that's their first, and that's their second of 2 games as they host Bellarine at Mullum Stadium again at 8 p.m. on Saturday night. So they've got 2 games in a row next week, so they'll return the favour with that 2-game weekend.
Big weekend coming for Blackburn.
Big weekend coming for Blackburn for sure. They'll be wanting to manage their rotations and their roster as best as they can, because as we've seen, RMIT have switched up things and the minutes have been evened out so far for both sides. Darcy Daniels only with 3 minutes, didn't play a single minute last night, and Henry just with the 13 this week. This game, should I say, is 24.2 left on the clock as we find Matty Spencer, the vice-captain, with the ball onto Hoskins Jr. They want to chew up the clock here as Hoskins Jr. evades traffic. And a foul's been drawn. That's great work from DJ Hoskins Jr. He knows what he needs to do. He draws the foul, and because they're in the bonus, they'll go to the line. It's 16.6 left in the game.
Yes, sir.
Hoskins Jr. with 36 points, trying to make it 38. Flirts with the rim and gets it. The commentator's curse is not a thing at the moment, does not exist, Sophia.
The breath hold there was crazy by us.
57% from field goal range. As he lands the second, 72% from 2-point range and 25% from 3, hitting 2 threes from 8 attempts. As it's Elijah Davey. As Matt Spencer, 7 seconds left on the clock. As it's Spencer looking to hold out the game here by Gurji. And Gurji will just wrap things up. And you'll go to the line, the French international.
Take a breath. You can breathe now, Jimmy.
You can breathe as RMIT.
Clapping that one out.
If things stay the same, we'll finish this game victors with Gurji with 9 points, playing 29 minutes today.
2 seconds left on the
Double
clock.
digits for Charles Gurji with 10 points so far. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and he's played 29 minutes so far. And he lands the second. He'll be taking that as we wrap things up here at the Web. As Davey may look for the Hail Mary, and he does. And he doesn't get it. And that's full time here at the Web for the second of 2 games here for the weekend for the Redbacks. 88 played 96 in favour of the Redbacks.
It's an RMIT win again.
It's an RMIT win. That's 3 on the trot for the boys, and they'll be happy with that one. standout for the RMIT Redbacks with Darnell Hoskins Jr., 38 points. Zach Coleman-Bock, 18 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists. Special mentions to Elijah Davey with 22 points, 4 rebounds and 10 assists with a double-double for him. 2 of 2 there. And Anthony Kimball with 15 points, 6 rebounds and 2 assists as well. Try to look for a quick chat with DJ Hoskins Jr. if we can.
I'll go get him.
Sophia puts the headset down as they'll look to shake hands with the opposition now and the referees. But what a great win here for RMIT. They'll be happy with that one and they'll take it with everything they get. RMIT happy with that one. As we'll get a quick chat with DJ Hoskins Jr. DJ, my man, congratulations on the win. 38 points, 57% from field goal range. How'd you feel about that game?
Oh man, I felt really, really good. We battled in that second half. They were a tough team, tough guard play. Just glad we got the job done.
2 from 2 games as well this weekend. Tough game last night against Camberwell, and it was really physical, and today wasn't any different from that. Was your management in the way that you loaded the game, was it the same? Did you want to attack the basketball, be an animal like you were? Did you have to try and manage yourself throughout those 2 games?
Yeah, just trying to keep the same pace, and just put them away at the end. That's the main goal. Finishing games. I think that's where we're going to be very strong this year.
I'll let you get back to the boys, mate. They're in the middle trying to get you in. So thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Right.
It's Darnell Hoskins Jr. there, 38 points for the game as Vince and the boys are waiting for him to get back. 38 points, 57% from field goal ranges. What a game from him, and Zach Coleman-Bock as well. As we'll look to finish this game out. Thank you everyone for watching the live stream. My name's Jimmy Worth. I've been your commentator for today, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks as we head away next week to Keysborough. But final scores here, RMIT 96, the Blackburn Vikings 88.